We're going to look at this question from matrices. Question is, let alpha, beta, gamma be real numbers such that this system of linear equations is consistent. Matrix M is this, and P be the plane containing all those points having coordinates alpha, beta and gamma, for which above system of equations is consistent. Okay. If D be the square of the distance of point 0, 1, 0 from plane P, then we have to find the value of modulus of M, means determinant of M, and value of D. Now look at these equations. Look at the coefficients of x, y, z. We have alpha, beta, gamma minus 1 on RHS. Okay, coefficients of x, y, z are known. And tell me, how can we handle these equations? Clearly, this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, and this is equation number 3. Okay. Now looking at coefficients, we can have this one, 2 multiplied by equation number 2 minus equation 1 minus equation 3. From this we get 0 is equal to 2 beta minus alpha minus inside brackets gamma minus 1. When we do this, coefficients of x, y, z become 0. Okay, we get this is equal to 0, or from this we say alpha minus 2 beta plus gamma is equal to 1. Okay, that means the system of equations will be consistent if alpha, beta, gamma satisfy this condition. If we choose alpha, beta, gamma satisfying this condition, then definitely the system of equations will be consistent, because for that we will have 0, 0 on both sides. Okay. Okay. Next, matrix M is given. We have to find the modulus of M. Definitely value of this will be in the form of this expression. Okay. Let's find the value of determinant. Value of modulus of M will be, coefficient of alpha will be 1. Okay. Then coefficient of beta will be minus 2, and coefficient of gamma will be 1. Okay, so we have here alpha minus 2 beta plus gamma, and value of this is 1. Okay, so answer of this question is 1. Value of modulus of M or determinant of M is 1. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this? P be the plane containing all those points having these coordinates for which system of equations is consistent. That means plane P is locus of point having coordinates alpha, beta, gamma, for which alpha minus 2 beta plus gamma is equal to 1. Plane P is locus of this variable point which satisfy this condition. Okay, then equation of plane or equation of locus will be x minus 2y plus z is equal to 1, or x minus 2y plus z minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, this plane contains all those points having these coordinates which satisfy this condition. Okay. Then we have to find the square of distance of this point from the plane. Okay, that means D is equal to distance of this point from this plane will be 0 minus 2 plus 0 minus 1 over square root of 1 plus 4 plus 1. D is actually square of this distance. Okay, and this is equal to 9 over 6, means 1.5. so answer of this question is 1.5. Okay, so this is very nice multiple concept question. We have concept of system of linear equations, then determinant of matrix, and equation of plane using the locus concept. Okay. Okay, now view this question. For any 3 cross 3 matrix M, modulus of M is determinant of M. Matrices E, P and F are given. If Q is non-singular matrix of order 3 cross 3, then we have to check these 4 options. Option A, matrix F is P, P and P square is equal to I. We can easily find P, P and P square. Definitely P square will be I. okay, and PEP will be F. We can easily carry out this product. First we find PE, then we find product PE into P. Okay, we can use elementary row transformations and elementary column transformation concept. Using that, we can write these matrices directly. Matrix PE, matrix PE will be, this matrix can be obtained by interchanging second and third rows of matrix I. Okay, so this product will be, here also we will interchange second and third rows. Okay, so this will be 1 2 3 8 13 18 and 2 3 4. Okay, then we multiply this with P. P is post multiplier. Okay, then using elementary column transformations, this product will be, now this matrix can be obtained by interchanging second and third columns of identity matrix. Okay, so here also in this for this product we interchange second and third columns of this matrix. We get 1 8 2 3 18 4 2 13 3. Okay, and this is matrix F. Okay, so PEP is F and P square is equal to I. So this option is correct. Again, option B, modulus of EQ plus PFQ inverse is equal to modulus of EQ plus modulus of PFQ inverse. Now in matrix, we do not have such property that modulus of A plus B is equal to modulus of A plus modulus of A. This does not hold always. This may be true in some cases. Here we check for this case. We do not have matrix Q, so we can't find matrix Q inverse. Then how can we find value of LHS? Modulus of EQ plus PF Q inverse. We can use this. F is PEP. Put F is equal to PEP here. We have modulus of EQ plus P into Q inverse. Okay, now we can use associative property. P square is I. Okay, I into E is E. So we have modulus of EQ plus E into P into Q inverse. Okay, and this is equal to modulus of E multiplied by modulus of Q plus P Q inverse. Okay, now we can find value of modulus of A. कैसे निकालेंगे इसका value? To find the value of modulus of E, we first simplify this determinant. We can use operations C3 changes to C3 minus C2 and C2 changes to C2 minus C1. Okay, in that case we will find elements 1 1 5 1 1 5. Two columns are same, so value of modulus of E will be 0. Okay, so here LHS is 0. Now we find RHS. Modulus of EQ is 0 because modulus of EQ is equal to modulus of E into modulus of Q. This is 0. Okay, so this value is 0, and here again we can use F is equal to PEP. We have modulus of P into PEP into Q inverse. This is equal to P square E P Q inverse. P square is I into E is E. So this is modulus of E P Q inverse. This is modulus of E multiplied by modulus of P Q inverse. This is 0. Okay, so RHS is also 0. So this is true because both LHS and RHS are 0. Okay. Okay, then we have option C. We have modulus of cube of EF greater than modulus of square of EF. At the outset, this is false. The reason is modulus of EF cube is equal to cube of modulus of EF. Okay, and this is modulus of E into modulus of F. Modulus of E is 0, so LHS is 0. Similarly, RHS will be also 0. We get 0 greater than 0, and this is false. Okay, then we have option D, sum of diagonal elements of P inverse EP plus F and E plus P inverse FP is same. We first simplify these two matrices. We have P inverse EP plus F. How can you simplify? Now we can use this one. P square is equal to I. From this we get P inverse is equal to P. So here we replace P inverse with P. We get PEP plus F. PEP is F. Okay. So this is equal to 2F. Okay. And this matrix E plus P inverse FP is equal to E plus PFP. I am using P inverse is equal to P. Okay. Then we put F is equal to PEP. We get E plus PEP into P. F is PEP. P square is equal to I. This is I. This is I. So we have IEI is equal to E. We get this is equal to 2E. So this matrix is 2F and this matrix is 2E. Okay. Now look at the matrices E and F. We have here diagonal elements of 1, 3, 18. Here also elements are 1, 3, 18. So clearly sum of diagonal elements of 2E and 2F will be same. So this option is true. So we have three correct options A, B and D. Okay. Okay, we have a more question from matrices. Question is for any 3 cross 3 matrix M, modulus of M is determinant of M. I is 3 cross 3 identity matrix. E and F are 3 cross 3 matrices such that I minus EF is invertible and inverse of I minus EF is G. Then we have to check these 4 options. We have G is equal to I minus EF inverse. Inverse of I minus EF is G. Okay. Now from where we can start? This is the actual problem. From where we should start? We can use properties of inverse, that G inverse is equal to I is equal to G inverse G. Okay. We have to use this because in the options we do not have matrix G inverse. We have matrices E, F and G. That means we have to eliminate G inverse. What is G inverse, by the way? G inverse is I minus EF. Okay. Put G inverse in this. We get G into I minus EF is equal to I minus EF into G. Okay. So we get G minus GEF is equal to G minus EFG. Here G is pre-multiplier, here G is post-multiplier. From both sides G gets cancelled out. Multiply both sides by minus 1. We get GEF is equal to EFG. Okay. So option C is true. Okay. Now in all the other options we will use this fact, this and this fact. Okay. Now we check option B, either option B or D. Let's check option B. Here LHS is this I minus FE into I plus FGE. What do we do? We first expand this. We get I plus FGE minus FE minus FE into FGE. Okay. Now here we do not have any cancellation. We can get this product is equal to I only if we have some cancellations. Okay. Now if this is I, if this product is I, then this should be FE minus FGE. How can we prove this if it is so? Here we have EFG. We can get EFG from this by multiplying both sides by G. Okay. We get G inverse G. I am keeping G as post multiplier because here we have EFG. This is G minus EFG. Okay, this is I. So from this we get EFG is equal to G minus I. Okay, put this value here. Put this is equal to G minus I. We get F into G minus I into E. Okay, this will be FE minus FGE. Okay, so here FGE and FE get cancelled out. Okay, so we get this product is equal to I. So option B is correct and option D is not correct. The reason is if we have here minus sign, then we will not have cancellations. Okay, now option A. Option A is modulus of Fe is equal to modulus of I into Fe into modulus of Fg. For this we can use option B. We have this product is equal to I, taking modulus on both sides, we get modulus of I minus Fe is equal to 1 upon modulus of I plus Fg. Okay, putting this value here, option A changes to modulus of Fe into modulus of I plus Fge. This is equal to modulus of Fge. Okay, now we simplify this. This product will be modulus of Fe plus Fe Fge. Okay, again we have here Efg. Just now we got EFG. EFG is multiply both sides by G. We get I is equal to G minus EFG. So EFG is G minus I. We get Fe plus F into inside bracket G minus I into E. So this is modulus of Fe plus Fge minus Fe. Fe gets cancelled out, so this is equal to modulus of Fg. Okay, so option A is also true. Okay, so we started with this option and we use this in other options.